All right, so this is kind of like coming from the perspective of me coming into a project that's already started, because that's exactly what's going on. So Dan has shared the Meister task, some documents with me, stuff about the endpoints. There's a whole folder of stuff here. The original thing. The only thing I don't have is you guys made a Figma, right?
Yeah.
Does anybody have the link to that? I feel like I'm probably staring at it, but I don't see it. I think that's just the picture.
I think it's in the Meister task.
In the Meister task.
Yeah.
There you go. That makes sense. Aha. Good call, guys. There you go. Now it's in the document. Handled. All right. So first thing I'll need to do after reviewing everything a little bit, looks like there are some pull requests that need to be merged. So we'll do a quick review of those. Sure, remember to start my timer. SQL stuff. Sweet. Show me data. So what's cool about this dummy data is we could actually just make an Axios request directly to this, and we can pull this as an actual network request. Shouldn't need to be there, but okay. All right, I approve these changes. And then one of the biggest mistakes people make in pull requests is messing up the branches. I've done it several times. This isn't like me trying to call Dan out or anything like that. I've messed up the branches more times than I can count. So you always, as the person merging them, you always want to double check that the pull request is made from and to the correct place. So we do have a dev branch on this project, so all pull requests should always be made to dev. There should never be a pull request made to master. The only pull request to master should be dev. That should be the only branch that ever gets pull requested to master. All right, so that looks good. I'll go ahead and merge that. So pull requests merged out into that. I don't know if that's how you spell incident or not. My script task has no spell check for whatever friggin' reason. Yes, that's right. No red line. All right, so we'll complete that. Stop the timer. Stop the timer. Stop the time. There we go. Got it. And we'll move this over to done. All right, and we'll come to this one. Check out this pull request. This one has more SQL stuff. Remind me to talk about get ignores when we get to the project. That's a lot of the same stuff. Cool. All right. Also looks okay. And just like before, we'll delete the branch. I think I forgot to delete the branch on the last one, but we can fix that. All right, so pull request merged without incidents. Stop the timer, complete. All right. So that looks good. So I'll add a couple tasks here. We'll say client setup, initial routing, and mobile responsive nav bar. Out. Okay, so that is good. Set up initial routing for the first 3 pages. Home, about, and view products. View products list. That's where you're saying. Sweet. put a due date on that of today. We'll update this to be assigned to us, due date of today. Response from navbar. I think that kind of speaks for itself. I don't think we really need to add much more to that. Yeah, I think we can do that today too. And then we'll add one more. That should be enough. View product list. Building products page to view list of products. I don't know when I'll see you guys again. I don't know what the schedule is.
Dan said Thursday. Thursday is the first day you guys switch up.
I think so. This is not specific, but it looks like probably Thursday. It's definitely not going to be Wednesday. You guys are doing AWS. So let's go with, we'll set a due date on this one for Thursday. And we'll call that good for the moment. And then we're going to start on client setup, start the timer, and away we go. All right, so I need to clone the project first and foremost. Make sure you guys go ahead and navigate to this project in your terminal. Get it open in your code editor. All right, now we should be starting from that branch. If you guys didn't do so already, you should have everything you've worked on so far should be merged to dev now, correct? You guys already merged everything?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody need a second getting their dev branch up to date? Me. Okay, that's fine. Double check. Wait, so wait a second. All good? Good. So you should be on your dev branch and you should have the data folder, the API folder, functions, get products. And then you probably have an actual MySQL Connect config file, php.php. Not a huge deal, but I'll communicate with Dan. The config files should not be in the API folder. Anything in the public folder is directly being served. And although it's unlikely that someone could gain access to them, they're still in a public-facing folder. So you're kind of creating a risk that someone could somehow pull those files and get access to them. They're more exposed than they should be. So like any of these config files should actually be outside of the public folder. They should be in like a config folder or something outside of the public. But I'll communicate with Dan. You guys can I'll have you guys move that around a little bit. Other than that, everything looks okay. First thing we'll do for the client stuff is we'll check out our package JSON. And we'll update our package JSON to match our actual project. So for the name, we'll change the name to Wicked Sales. Description, we'll say generic website with React.js client and PHP server. Actually, more, I guess it's actually an Apache server. So let's say with PHP backend. Yes.
I don't know if we pushed our last branch that we were on when we were working with that. Are we just working on that, or should we be back on it?
No, you should have merged. The stuff you were working on with Dan, just leave that alone. But all the stuff with like the dummy data, all the stuff that he pull requested for me, like you guys should have pull requested the same thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I remember hearing him when he was working on it. Like you guys are currently on a branch working on stuff. That's fine. So you want to leave that one alone.
Oh.
If it wasn't done, no. So only the stuff that he had pull requested to me should you guys have merged yourself, which looked like just the dummy data. What were you guys working on? Well, yes. Thank you. More specifically. It's not going to, I mean, ultimately, guys, it's not going to hurt anything.
I think David means, do we create a new branch for list?
Yes, we should. I forgot to do that. Were you guys still working on Get Products, or did you guys moved on to something else?
But everyone, most of us are still on that branch. Did you merge it?
Yeah. I
To the
think,
W.
yeah. I think we merged it.
Just
Just
so everyone's on the same page, just go ahead and merge to Dev. It's going to be a little screwed up when you start back with Dan. But since half of you guys already merged it, sorry, I should have been clear when we started. So go ahead and merge everything to Dev, and then we'll create a new branch from Dev for the client setup. So get checkout -b client You can actually just, if you were already on a branch and you already started making changes to your package JSON, just check out -v to client setup. And then we'll just merge everything together when we're done with the setup stuff. So just so moving forward, and I'll make sure to communicate with Dan too, just so everyone's on the same page. Anytime Dan makes a pull request for me to review, you should also be making a pull request. Okay, so that way you have the same pull request. Then when I merge those pull requests, then you guys should be merging yours at the same time. That way, if there's anything wrong with the pull request, we can all fix it together. All right, and then if there's branches where you're still working on them, that's fine. That's the beauty of the way GitHub works, is you could be working on both kind of different points of the project at the same time. And because we're kind of working in two completely different separate sections of the project, it shouldn't really cause any merge conflicts or anything like that. Yes, sir.
How do you rename the branch?
You just check out to a new one. And that sun comes in just the right angle. All right, everybody think they're good?
Yeah.
For today, you're probably going to be fine. For the real fun will be on Thursday morning. You guys check back on with Dan. But I'll give him a heads up that we have a little snafu, so it'll get straightened out though. I don't think it'll be the end of the world. All right, everyone good? Final call? Okay. All right. All right, so we gave we did a name, a generic description, or a general description, not generic. Sorry, I read the word. And then update the author to your name. And then we want to update the repository URL. So we need to get the repository for your project. So one easy way to do this, and you can go find it on GitHub, but an even easier way is to check the remote. Git remote-v. There's the URL to your repo. So you just copy this right here. And then paste that into your package JSON here. All right, then what I want everybody to do. Everybody with me so far? All right, now we want to copy just the repo name. Just the repo name. So from in front of this / up to behind the period. Just the actual repo name. We're going to copy that. And then we're going to save the package.json file and then close the package.json file. Very important. Please save and close, or just close it if you have autosave on. All right, then we're going to go to the readme.md. And we can leave the PHP React logo there. That was custom built by me. You're welcome. All right, we'll change this first header. We'll change it to Wicked Sales. Update the description to something a little more fitting. E-commerce site built with React.js and PHP. React.js, PHP, and MySQL. All right, and then we want to update the instructions to match. So fork the repo is fine. What we want to update is the git clone, and then where it says Lamper demo. Man, these instructions were all over the place. They don't even match the repo they were part of. We'll paste, highlight Lamper demo and paste that in. Wicked Cells. And then where it says cd into the directory, we'll say cd into Wicked Cells, npm install, some more program. That's fine. Browser navigation 2000. And then we'll just delete. You'll see welcome to React because you won't. Cool. Close enough. Once again, it's not about the content. It's about that you should be doing this for all your projects. All right. So now that we have the package.json all up to date, the README all up to date, once again, make sure close the package.json. If you don't, you could potentially end up with merge conflicts in it with what we're about to do. Local merge conflicts that aren't even related to Git. All right, so we need to install a couple things. We need to install all the dependencies, but we could do this and install some additional things we need. So some additional things we're going to need. So npm install go/save. So based on what we did with the student grade table, what are some things that we're probably going to need to npm install? That would be for backend if it was Node, but good guess. Thank you.
Materialize.
A CSS library, right? And we'll stick with materialize. So we'll do materialize-css. What else? Huh? Routing, right? It's gonna have multiple pages. It's not gonna just be one page. We're gonna have a bunch of different pages. So we need to install React router DOM. Another big one that we're missing. Think hard. Think. How are we going to communicate with the server? Axios. Anything else anybody can think of? Probably up to the moment. We might run across other things we need as we go, but I think this will be a good jumping off point. So I want to point out, we have not run npm install on this project yet. I haven't. I don't know if you guys have. Doesn't matter if you did, it's okay. But I have not run npm install yet, so I have no node modules folder. But even when I do npm install and I tell it to install specific things, it's going to install those things, but it's also going to check the package.json file for anything I'm missing, which in this case will be everything. So it'll install everything from the package.json, and it'll install those things and write those to the package.json as well. Okay, so you could do this as your first npm install. You could actually add additional things to it the first time you run npm install. It'll install everything plus whatever additional things you added on there. I actually found this on accident that it worked this way. I didn't see that in documentation anywhere. It just happened. So this one is pretty out of date, the PHP branch. So we're going to take the time to go ahead and fix this one. Plus, this might be something you might actually want to put on your portfolio. So we'll walk through whatever steps it takes to get rid of all the vulnerabilities. I may regret saying that, but we'll find out. This one's way out of date. Dude, what is up with the get ignore files? There's something seriously wrong with the get ignore files. Because there isn't one for some reason. Why is there not a get ignore?
There's one in the API.
Yeah, I know. It shouldn't be there either, though. So before we do anything else, guys, very importantly, before we do anything else, go back to your project in the root directory. You may not know what I mean when I say the root directory. Yes, you don't know, or yes, you do know. So for this particular project, the root directory is the C2.19 wicked cells folder. Okay, so this is like the root of the whole project. So when I say root directory, I mean where like these webpack configs are, where this get ignore is. And you'll hear me say that a lot because we have we're going to end up with a pretty complex folder structure. So when I say put something at the root in the root directory, I mean at the highest level here. Okay. Anybody still unclear on what I mean? I'll have Michelle walk around and smack it. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. If you don't know.
So if we put the ignore in the wicked cells, like the folder, will that be global?
Yeah, it encompasses where it's at and down.
Everything.
Yes.
In the wicked cells.
Yeah, there should be a get ignore here. I don't know why there isn't. No, I know, but there should have been one out on this level. I don't know what happened to it. So what we want to do first and foremost is we want to add node_modules. Most importantly, and then we're going to add .idea, and then .vscode, and then .D_S _store. It's fine. You can have multiple get ignores.
Why not just one? Since it ignores everything.
I would normally do just one, but since Dan already created one in that folder, it's fine to leave it.
This is getting so complicated. This doesn't have my
Some-
stuff.
You'll see it done different ways, guys, where people put get ignores in like all kinds of different folders. You don't really need to though, because this one will work for the whole project. And like if you just specify like node modules, that will get ignore a node modules folder anywhere inside the project, even if it was nested down somewhere, it'll ignore that. Like if I did like index.html, that would get ignore every index.html in the whole project.
I believe your get ignores in the source folder. That should be in the root, right?
No. Like I said, there should have been one right where we just created it. I don't know what happened to it. Yes.
I just realized I'm working off the master branch right now.
Just switch branches.
Well, like I went from the master to a new branch. So like this branch
We'll
doesn't
fix it.
have any of the last updates. Okay.
We'll fix it later. You're fine for the moment. Don't pull. Don't cross pull. Don't pull. Don't listen to them.
Not like when it's because you created
So like all my data is in another branch. So I'm working off like a empty branch with nothing in it.
Because I see you check out from my center.
Oh shit!
What's wrong?
He copied and pasted this for some reason, and it left all the hidden files behind. Yeah, that's why the get ignore was missing. We're missing the Babel config. We're missing the ESLint config. What the hell happened?
same here.
Yeah, no, I would imagine so. Okay, we'll fix it. We would have found out very shortly that that stuff was missing anyway.
Do we not fix them?
Yes, we're gonna do that. One step at a time, dude. We gotta step through everything in order. All right, so back to the get ignore. So just covering what we're get ignoring here. Node modules is the node modules. Every time you npm install something, it gets added to the node modules folder. I think you guys can know that at this point. .idea is a hidden folder that PHP-Storm creates. Even if you're not using PHP-Storm, you don't know if someone that's going to be working on the project might be using PHP-Storm. It's a very popular code editor, so it's safe to throw in your .idea unless you know for sure that anybody on your team is not using PHP-Storm, then of course you don't need it. But like here, we use PHP-Storm. Some people have it, so definitely want the .idea folder there. .vs Code is created from Atom. Has no sense of humor. It's created from VS Code.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Like, okay. It's created from VS Code, but it's only created if you change like project-specific settings or if you run the node debugger. That's the only time it actually creates it, so it doesn't create it for every single project like PHP-Storm does. PHP-Storm, every time you open to a specific folder, it creates a .idea folder, which is one of the main reasons why in the beginning we told you to just open to the LZ folder. Because PHP-Storm creates those idea folders all over the place and it could cause merge conflicts. Anyways, so VS Code is created by VS Code. DS Store is created by Apple computers. Every single folder on a Mac has a .dsstore file in it. Every single folder. If you delete it, the OS will rebuild it. It has to do with indexing your files and stuff, making searches more efficient, whatever other BS they say it does. Or stocks and keeps track of you all the time. I don't know. One of the two. Anyways, so even if you're not on a Mac, just like the PHP store thing, if you're not on a Mac, chances are somebody that's going to be working on the project with you will be. Now, depending on how their Git was set up, there is a global get ignore. Everybody has a global get ignore. Depending how you installed and set up Git, you might have the dsstore file already in your global get ignore if you're on Mac. But you don't want to rely that everybody on a Mac set up their Git properly. Because chances are most people did not. Most people don't even know there's a global get ignore. Even people that have been doing this for a while don't know there's a global get ignore. So never rely that, oh, well, they should have set it up properly, so I'm not going to do this. Don't trust people. You should. I'm sure most of you guys know that by now, but. All right, and then if there's any other stuff pertaining to your project that you need to get ignored, you can add it here. Now, you guys created a get ignore in the public API folder, wherever it was. That is okay to do. I typically don't prefer to have separate get ignores because they get hard to manage. but it's actually really common. A lot of people do make multiple git ignore files. There's nothing wrong with it. Wherever you put it, it'll start from that folder, and then you cover everything inside that folder. So having this here for your MySQL Connect is okay for the moment. It's not hurting anything. All right, we need to recreate. Actually, let's do this. Let's fix stuff, and then we'll recreate missing files. All right, so when we npm installed it, it says there's 255 vulnerabilities. So I haven't updated the PHP branch in a couple months. That hasn't been that long, I don't think. Maybe 3 months at the most. And this is how quickly stuff goes out of date. This is just because I haven't kept this branch up to date. Okay, it happens very quickly. It is almost a full-time job to keep your projects current. Let's be the judge of the last time I updated this. Maybe it's been 8 months. I guess it's been a little while. Okay. I guess that's not so bad for 8 months. Anyways, so the first line of defense to fix this is to do exactly what it tells us to do. npm audit fix. When you type in npm audit fix, it's going to automatically try and fix everything for you. If you don't want to just trust it, which when you start learning more, you should probably not just trust it. You can run npm audit first, and it will list out all the vulnerabilities for you. We're just going to go cross our fingers and toes and just run npm audit fix. I want everyone to run that command right now. This one takes a little bit, or can take a little bit. So npm audit fix. And then, depending on whether this fixes everything, we might have to take some additional steps. With this many vulnerabilities, this might not actually fix everything. So this is going to take a while. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. So let's go on this slow on my computer. I can only imagine what it's doing on some of your other computers.